Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Jaya
Gurudev.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki
Jai.
all glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare
All
Krishna.
glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
तेरा सुन कर ही किया ना मम्मी तो तेरा सुन कर ही किया
Go to the temple and chant. Huh? So we will Hare Krishna. This is a hybrid session. Online and offline. Sanjay Ranjani ji, so you are an online man, huh?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, Advaita Hari, that is you. You are joining also?
hybrid both ways
Huh?
no I'm just checking
Oh,
you could join through that link
Hare Krishna, how are you? So you are muted. You are in Mulund?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. All right. Good, good, good. So, all right. Madan Prabhu, you are there. So, welcome and so we will read. Now it is what is our plan is you all had darshan.
Yes.
Darshan.
Yes.
We don't need to end early for darshan, right? Darshan ho gaya? Acha. Okay. Okay, then no problem. So we will read from Prabhupada Lilamrita. We used to read pre-lockdown. But we have a very nice verse today also. So we will read a little bit and then we will discuss Bhagavatam. So that is you sent okay. So everyone got a smartphone located the place where to read? Yeah? Oh. Bhakti virksha. The day after Rath Yatra. Okay, so I think I will read from here only. Okay, so you can start. Oh, reception area. You read from here, you know, he has sent What's up?
Open this. It's a different book.
That is better.
The day after Rath Yatra, Srila Prabhupada met with a room full of people, including 2 reporters and several parents of his disciples. The reporters were Miss Sandy Nixon, a freelance writer, and from the Philadelphia Inquirer, Miss
Whether
Jones,
Prasad is kept in the
the same
outside
woman
counter or not, is it?
who had spoken with Srila Prabhupada at the airport. Seeing japa beads around Miss Nixon's neck, Prabhupada said, "She is a devotee, she was chanting." Ms. Nixon said she was writing a book on the popular gurus and had about 15 questions to ask Srila Prabhupada. "I'm going to ask you questions," she said, "and most of the time I might be able to answer them myself." Srila Prabhupada seemed to like her, if only because she wore the japa beads, but some of the devotees flinched at her remark about already knowing the answers to the questions he was about to ask. "How did Krishna consciousness develop?" Ms. Nixon asked. "Krishna consciousness is already there in everyone's core of heart," replied Srila Prabhupada. "Have you seen how during the whole procession they were chanting and dancing in ecstasy? So do you think that is artificial? No. Artificially, nobody can chant and dance for hours together. That means the awakening of Krishna consciousness." Srila Prabhupada patiently and carefully answered each question about Christ, about gurus, about the daily activities of the devotees. While discussing the evils of a godless society, he mentioned the slaughter of cows. "It is an innocent animal," he said. "It is simply eating grass given by God and supplying milk. And from milk, we can live. And the gratefulness is cut her throat. Is that civilization? What do you say?" "I agree 100%, Miss Nixon replied. "I want you to say these things instead of me. I'm asking the questions for others, of course, who do not understand Krishna consciousness."
Okay.
Again, the devotees flinched. That Prabhupada did not always respond to a person's attitude or missions did not mean that he was imperceptible. He sometimes chose not to relate to a certain idiom or react to a certain foolishness, like Ms. Nixon's claim to be an expert on Krishna consciousness. And often he simply ignored a person's casual conversation or mundane philosophy. But he was always in touch with whomever he talked to, addressing that person's true self-interest. He knew Ms. Nixon didn't know the answers to the questions she asked, and he understood that she was, despite her temporarily known japa beads, not inquiring as a submissive disciple. Nevertheless, he was compassionate, answering to enlighten both her and her readers. He takes some time onward. "How do you feel about women's lib?" Prabhupada remained silent, and the devotee repeated, "She wants to know about the woman's liberation." "What is your feeling about women's liberation?" "That I don't want to discuss," said Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada's serious expression slowly changed to a smile, and then he laughed. Everyone laughed. His Chicago remarks were famous. On the one hand, he didn't want to start another controversy, but he did want to clear up the issue. He continued, "As you have asked, so I may explain how the foolish women are being treated by the intelligent men. In your country, they have given you liberty. Liberty means equal rights. Is it not? Man and woman have equal rights." Ms. Nixon, "We are trying in this country." Prabhupada, "All right, trying. But you woman, you cannot see that this so-called equal rights means cheating the woman. Now I say more clearly that a woman and man meet. They have become lovers, then they have sex, and the woman becomes pregnant. The man goes away. The simple woman, she has to take charge of the child and beg for government arms. Please give me money. This is your independence. Do you admit this is independence? Or she tries to kill the child? Do you think it is very good independence? What is your answer?" Srila Prabhupada looked challengingly at both women. They had asked their questions, now he was asking. "Miss Jones, what is my answer to whether or not I was going to kill a child? Is that the question?" Prabhupada, "Yes, they are killing now, abortion." Miss Jones, "Well, she has made the choice." Prabhupada, "You have made your choice to kill your child. Is that a very good choice?" Miss Nixon, is the worst time you could make. Sir Prabhupada to Miss Jones. Do you think it is very good business, Miss Jones? I think it is a very complicated question. Prabhupada, therefore I say they are cheating you in the name of independence. That you do not understand. They are cheating you. They are thinking you are independent. Miss Nixon, they forget the responsibility that comes with freedom. Prabhupada, yes, they, the men, do not take the responsibility. They go away. They enjoy and go away. And the woman has to take the responsibility. Either kill the child or maintain begging. Do you think begging is very good? In India, although they are poverty stricken, still they do not become independent. They remain under the care of the husband, and he takes all responsibility. She has neither to kill the child nor to beg for maintaining the child. So which is independence? To maintain under the husband's independence or to become free to be enjoyed by everyone? There is no freedom, but still they think they have freedom. That means under some plea that the men are cheating the woman, that's all. So in the name of independence, they have agreed to be cheated by another class. That is the situation. Prabhupada explained that the Krishna consciousness movement has the highest regard for women. But to protect them from this exploitation by man, he said, we teach that you do not do like this. You do like that. You be married, be settled up, don't wander independently. We teach them like that. But so far, Krishna consciousness is concerned, we equally distribute. There is no such thing that, oh, you are a woman, less intelligent or more intelligent, therefore you cannot come. We don't say that. We welcome woman, man, poor, rich, everyone. Because on that platform, there is equality. That is equality.
Okay, okay. Sanjay ji, are you with us?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Can you read?
Yeah.
Continue.
Yes. That is equality. Next, Mrs. Jones began to question. Ever since Srila Prabhupada's arrival in Chicago, she had been noting what she thought was Prabhupada's excessive material opulence. You have said that you are very small, she began, and that you are not God. Yet it appears to me as an outsider that the devotees treat you as if you are God. Prabhupada, yes, that is devotee's duty. Just like a government officer, personally, he is not very important. But so long as he executes the government order, he should be respected as the government. That is the way. Even if an ordinary policeman comes, you have to respect him because he is government man. But that does not mean he is respected. If that man thinks, I have become government, people are respecting me, then he is foolish. But the etiquette is that when the government man comes, you should give him respect as the government. Mrs. Jones, I wonder about the many beautiful material things that the devotees bring to you. For instance, when you left the airport, you left in a big, beautiful, fancy car. I wonder about this. Prabhupada, that is teaching them how to respect. If you respect a government man as government, then you must treat him like that. If you respect the spiritual master as God, then you must offer him the facilities of God. Otherwise, how should he treat me as God? Simply in his mind? No. In action also. Mrs. Jones, I am sorry. What was that you said? Prabhupada, if the spiritual master is treated as God, so the devotee must practically show how he is treating him as God. God travels by a golden car. So if the spiritual master is offered an ordinary motor car, still it is not sufficient because he has to be treated like God. What is this motor car for God? The devotees laughed at Prabhupada's bold logic. They had never thought of it quite like that. If the Guru is God's representative, then why quibble if he is offered a mere Cadillac of this material world? Prabhupada, they are still deficient. If God comes to your home, will you bring him an ordinary motor car or would you arrange for a golden car? So your point is that they offer me a nice motor car, but I say it is not sufficient. they are still lacking to treat him as God. Be practical. Mrs. Jones didn't think it was funny. She had another question. Her questions became more challenging. Prabhupada explained to her how she must have spiritual vision to see things in their proper perspective. But if you have no eyes, therefore you are envious because they have offered me a nice motor car. So you have to make your eyes to see. A blind man cannot see. The eyes are to be treated how to see.
Okay, okay. So Vandita can read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Mrs. Jones had one more question. One of the most important
Difficult.
things, one of the most difficult things to understand in Krishna consciousness, he said, was the deities. How could someone brought up in the West accept that the deities represented God? Srila Prabhupada first explained that the spiritual soul within the body was the real self. Therefore, he said, as you cannot see the spirit, so you cannot see the supreme spirit or God. But to show his kindness upon you, he has appeared just like wood and stone so that you can see. The two reporters were finished with their questions and they thanked Prabhupada, who then turned his attention to others in the room. When a father of one of the devotees mentioned that he himself professed no religion, Sri Prabhupada replied indirectly that the father was therefore a fool. The man admitted it. The mother, however, was more spiritually inclined, and Prabhupada praised her, stating that the son takes on the traits of the mother. Another guest spoke. I would like to ask Swami, would you pray for me? I am praying for everyone. Prabhupada replied softly, that's my business. Otherwise, why have I come here? A woman addressed Prabhupada. As a mother, I too wish to thank you. My daughter Jo has found Krishna consciousness. She has been recommended for initiation tomorrow. Prabhupada. So we recommend everyone, every American should be initiated. That is our recommendation. The sooner you accept this proposal, it is good for you. To know God and love him. Is there any difficulty? Someone have been interested, why not others? Prabhupada then glanced at the father, who claimed to have no religion. Your son is interested, he said. Why the father is not interested? What is the reason? Thus the evening darshana continued until a few hours. Prabhupada ended it and distributed prasadam.
Okay, okay. Want to continue?
When the last guest had left, several of the women devotees asked Prabhupada about the actual position of his woman disciples. He smiled. When a woman becomes Krishna conscious, he said, her brain is automatically bigger. The devotees laughed. As he smiled, his devotees understood him perfectly. Whoever became a devotee, man or woman, became more intelligent, being transcendental to the issue of men's and women's rights. Prabhupada saw beyond the designation of the body. He saw that the criterion for intelligence wasn't material, one's sex, race, or nationality, but was one's desire for spiritual life. The woman devotee asked Prabhupada a further question about the position of woman, and he replied, of course, you are not a woman, you are a devotee. The Srila Prabhupada agreed to see several professors, acquaintance of Ravindra Swarupas, having received his BA in philosophy from the University of Peninsula and his MA from Temple University. Ravindra Swarupa was now pursuing PhD from Temple. He had once given up academics as part of the world of Maya and had fully engaged in Krishna consciousness. But Prabhupada had encouraged him to return for a further degree. While in Philadelphia, Srila Prabhupada had spoken out against the process of inductive reasoning. On one morning walk, Ravindra Swarup had said, Prabhupada, the same criticism that you just made of induction was also made by John Stewart Mill and Bertrand Russell, but they became skeptics. They say, therefore, there is no knowledge at all. That is another nonsense, Srila Prabhupada had replied. That is also speculation, because I have failed. Therefore, there is no knowledge.
Okay. Prabhupada has to face the Western audience, especially the reporters who are not used to Vedic. It's a different way of thinking, you know. There is a saying that the East is East, West is West, that point shall never meet, or something like that. The Western way of thinking is, very different than the Eastern thought. Eastern thought is very different. So, Prabhupada has to make a balance between what the scriptures are, teaching us, and to the audience who are used to exactly opposite of it. And one of the such issue is the women's liberation. Invariably, many of the reporters would ask actually. You can't say that everything is okay like that, but then you can't compromise the philosophy. But then on the strong foundation, Prabhupada was defending actually. So because the liberation from Western point of view is very different, because their very culture is different in the sense that, from the very beginning they are brought up like that. From the, in the school you teach a child from the beginning, it becomes like part of your life, like that they are taught from there. For them to think, otherwise is very difficult. But in Krishna consciousness, we have to follow the Vedic teachings, but with the proper application of it in our present day situation. Because certain statements that scripture are saying, the context has to be clearly understood. Otherwise, applying the statements blindly will lead to controversies. Already there are sufficient controversies. So Prabhupada finally concludes, yes, if you are a devotee, then there is nothing like, at the end of the day, spirit soul actually. At this point of time, like the soul has taken a body in different species of life. There are so many species of life also. It's not a permanent situation. Somebody is a dog today, somebody is a man today, could be a dog also. A dog could become man also. So we don't permanently label that spirit soul. Okay, the spirit soul is at present in the dog's body. It could be coming to any other body also. The same way, at this present moment, in the same species also there is male and female. No, every species. So in the human form, somebody is in the male body, somebody is in the female body. That is present situation. But it is not a permanent, permanent thing. Who knows? In Bhagavatam especially, there is a description Narada Muni is giving about King Puranjana. It's actually allegorical, so means it's like a fiction. But it is said that it is fiction, and then it's allegory. Means to teach something, you create some character. That is, Puranjana is the character. Narada Muni is creating actually. So the Puranjana, it is said that, okay, he was the emperor, and he was married to Puranjani, and he was very attached, and went on and on and on like that. At the time of death, he was so attached that he was thinking about his wife. Oh, I am leaving. What will happen to my wife? What will happen to my, children, grandchildren? Yeah, he had the whole lot of people. By thinking that, when he died, then Narada says he became a woman in the next life. A man attached to the woman becomes woman, and the woman attached to man becomes man. It is kind of what to say, this that turning door, that क्या door बोलते हैं उसको? Revolving door. It's like revolving door. So there is nothing to be very excited about the present situation actually, because we don't know in our previous life what we were, and we are not sure what we are going to be in the next life. So in that situation, when you see that it is temporary, then there is nothing to be permanently fixed to that actually. But the fact is that we are spirit soul, and if we become Krishna conscious, you can go back to God irrespective of whether you are in the man body or a woman body. That is most important actually. That is what Prabhupada was emphasizing. Prabhupada is emphasizing, you are a spirit soul. So what is the difficulty? Because it is a fact that the Western culture has got its own problem, much more problem than the Vedic culture actually. Lot of problems, lot of sins are committed, and by doing that you are going to go down actually only. So it is better to be in a way of life which doesn't at least make you to go down. So within that boundary conditions, what to say, if one practices Krishna consciousness, he has every chance of going back to God, and that is what is more important to us is. Whether I am in this body or that body is not the criteria. Whether I am purified enough to go back to God, that is most important thing. That is most important thing. That was, was Prabhupada was emphasizing in his teachings, and then because Prabhupada says it is no. Oh, Siddesh, you are monitoring your. Somebody is asking question, you respond. Siddesh is. He's asking, something.
Is there online?
He,
He's asking some question.
somebody.
He's asking on Zoom or?
No, he is on the pass. He is in the. What is this? Group. Bhakti. नहीं, हाँ ठीक है. WhatsApp. So somebody respond. No, he may be wanting the ID. Link is there already. You are sent also. Ask him whether what is his difficulty. So another question, Prabhupada. Huh? No, he already joined. So in this way, male body or female body, at the end of the day, the level of Krishna consciousness is what matters. We have discussed several times, there are certain things which are suited for a male body, certain things are suited for female body. So which is dharma, swadharma, male dharma, female dharma. One is supposed to do that. And then most important is how to make progress in Krishna, how to use the present situation to other things are really not situation. Okay, somebody is born, depending upon our previous body, somebody is having some, somebody is not, somebody is good in certain. Why can't I have this? Why can't I have that? Why can't then there is no with whatever one has got, whether male body, whether rich or poor, whether intelligent, whatever situation is given, from here how to go for present situation. Present situation is decided is that how can we shape up our future? And the shaping up to the future, how we can go back home, back to garden. Or how can I become something? Okay, no, I want to be born like that only. No, not necessary. Okay, so we'll Bhagavatam. You are sending. Is you are conversing? That meeting ID. Just give the text. That is not actually not text. No, it's a link is there now. Now link is there. Right. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Oh, stable. How come? Okay. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto. प्रश्नः पुनातिः पुरुषां स्त्रीन् पुनातिः वक्तारं प्रच्चकं स्तोत्रम् वक्तारं प्रच्चकं स्तोत्रम् तत्पादस तत्पादसलिलं वासुदेवकथा पुरुषां स्त्रीन् वक्तारं वासुदेवकथा प्रश्नः पुरुषां स्त्रीन् पुनातिः वक्तारं प्रच्चकं स्तोत्रम् तत्पादसलिलं यथा वासुदेवकथा प्रश्नः पुरुषां स्त्रीन् पुनातिः वक्तारं प्रच्चकं स्तोत्रम् तत्पादसलिलं यथा
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
पुनातिः
पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः
वक्तारं प्रचकं श्रोत्रिं
वक्तारं रक्षकं श्रोत्रिं
पादा सलिलं यथा
तत्पादसलिलं यथा
Yeah.
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न है पुरुषांत्रिं पुनातिः वक्तारं प्रचकं श्रोत्रिं
वक्तारं रक्षकं श्रोत्रिं
तत्पाद सलिलं
वासुदेव कथा पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः वक्तारं रक्षकं श्रोत्रिं
तत्पादसलिलं यथा
तत्पादसलिलं यथा वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः वक्तारं रक्षकं श्रोत्रिं तत्पादसलिलं यथा
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः यथा
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
पुरुषां स्त्रीं पुनातिः
पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः
वक्तारं प्रचकं स्तोत्रं
वक्तारं रक्षकं श्रोत्रिं
तत्पादसलिलं यथा
तत्पादसलिलं यथा
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः
पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः
वक्तारं प्रचकं स्तोत्रं
वक्तारं प्रचकं श्रोत्रिं
तत्पदसलिलं यथा
तत्पादसलिलं यथा
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः
पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः
वक्तारं प्रचकं स्तोत्रं
वक्तारं प्रचकं श्रोत्रिं
तत्पदसलिलं यथा
तत्पादसलिलं यथा
Anybody on? You want to recite? Go ahead.
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः वक्तारं प्रचकं श्रोत्रिं तत्पादसलिलं यथा
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न
पुरुषां स्त्रीं पुनातिः
पुरुषान्त्रिं पुनातिः
वक्तारं प्रचकं श्रोत्रिं
वक्तारं प्रचकं श्रोत्रिं
तत्पादसलिलं यथा
तत्पादसलिलं यथा
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. The Ganges emanating from the toe of Lord Vishnu purifies the upper, middle and lower planet. When one asks question characteristics of Lord Vasudeva are purified. The speaker and the people in general who listen. Grace. It is said, Jignasu Sreya Uttamam. Those interested in understanding as the goal of life must approach the bona fide spiritual master. Tasmat Gurun Prapadyeta. One must surrender to such a guru who can give right information about Krishna. Herein, Maharaj Parikshit has surrendered to the right personality, Sukadeva Goswami, for enlightenment in Vasudeva Katha. Vasudeva is the original personality of Godhead who has unlimited spiritual activities. Srimad Bhagavatam is a record of such activities, and Bhagavad Gita is the record of Vasudeva speaking personally. Therefore, since the Krishna consciousness movement is full of Vasudeva Katha, anyone who hears, anyone who joins the movement, and anyone who preaches will be purified. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnanam Janasalakaya Sakshurum Viditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastacha Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So this verse is from the 10th canto, very first chapter. So Sukadeva Goswami has described about the dynasties of sun and moon, Surya Vamsa and Chandra Vamsa. And he has also described about the Yadu dynasty. Then Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know more about in the Yadu dynasty how Krishna himself has appeared. I am very much curious to know that. So he is asking about, please describe the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. I am very eager to hear. To that question, Sukadeva Goswami is responding this verse. Vasudeva Katha. Vasudeva Katha is Krishna Katha. And he is asking about that. Questions about Vasudeva Katha. Please explain about it. So, Sukadeva Goswami says, he is comparing that to Mother Ganga, Ganges, Mother Ganga. Sukadeva Goswami says, like Mother Ganga, who emanates from the lotus feet of the Lord. She purifies the three worlds, Bhur, Bhuva, Swa. What we are living is Bhuloka, and then Swargaloka. In between Swargaloka and Bhuloka, there is a Bhuvarloka. Three systems, Bhur, Bhuva, Swa. We have discussed how Mother Ganga actually originated from the Karana Sagar. This universe is there. Outside this universe is actually a bubble in the ocean, that is Karana Sagar. Just a bubble. And inside we are here, outside is actually water. And that Karana Sagar. And when Lord Vamanadev wanted to give back the heavenly kingdom to Indra, which Bali Maharaj occupied it illegitimately. So he devised a way to come in the form of a Brahmana boy. The Brahmanas are allowed to take charity. So he came. A king is supposed to give charity. That also, especially when very auspicious occasion, very important activity being done, charity is to be given. And making a yajna is an auspicious act. In the yajna, king is supposed to give charity. So Vamanadev comes in the form of Brahmana, who is supposed to accept charity, and he is supposed to give charity. Then when he appeared in the sacrificial arena, was so effulgent, like millions of suns have descended. One sun only is so effulgent you can't see. You can imagine how a small boy is so effulgent. People will be attracted, especially a young boy, small boy. People will, hey, how are you? He is like, he's so effulgent. Obviously, everyone is attracted. And Bali Maharaj, obviously, Brahmana, they wanted to give. Please ask, it's a nice occasion. You want to give? Yeah. Please give me, I'm a small Brahmana. Now, give me 3 places of land. To be measured with my feet, not your feet. 3 places, unka feet mein karenge to koi matlab hi nahi hota. Krishna, only 3 places, but in my feet. He said, tumhara feet to itna chota hai. You are already a dwarf. He was looking, he's a young boy, plus he was very, small looking dwarf. Vamana. What is your feet? Why don't you take some more? I can give more. You are very childish. I am happy with Brahmana is supposed to be happy with whatever you have. Krishna consciousness is supposed to make everybody a Brahmana. Be happy with whatever you have. Don't be over, kind of putting effort to get something which is more difficult to get. Not necessary. So, in fact, it's a long story. We'll cut it short. Finally agreed to give, but Shukracharya came and said, no, don't give ye, malum nahi hai, pura le lega. No, what is there? I already promised I will give. Yes, so Vamanadev took a small boy, he explained universe. He occupied all the lower planetary systems with 1 feet. And he took the 2nd feet and he has to occupy everything. He didn't want to leave any space. So by the way he took it, he even pierced the shell actually. So outside this shell, actually the Karna Sagar, water. So when he pierced it like that, the water actually entered by gliding over the souls of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Trivikram. Now he became Trivikram. Vamana became Trivikram. 3 steps with 3 steps. So that water is actually as Mandakini in the heavenly. She was flowing in only planet only. So she became purified because she actually came in touch with the lotus feet of Krishna. Anything that comes in touch with the lotus feet of, anything coming in touch anywhere actually, what to speak, Lotus feet is what everybody desires to achieve. So because she little bit washed, and by that little washing, she became so pure that she is capable of purifying any number of people with any amount of sinful backlog, bank balance. So, she one heavenly planet, as I said. Once there was a emperor known as Sagar, and he was doing actually Ashwamedha Yajna. And this Indra becomes very, उनका खुद का काम देखना चाहिए कोई शासक. How many times he will steal? You know, we have to make a list, I think. Maybe somebody can do a research and find out how many times Indra stole. Every time somebody does a Ashwamedha Yajna, his job is to steal, because he can understand he thinks that if somebody does Ashwamedha Yajna, they will surpass him, because he has to do 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas. So if one, never it is said that he will replace this Indra. That will be allotted to you. First the karo, baad mein allotment. But this Manvantara is fixed. Because Krishna is so, even though he lost his job, he brought back the job. चोरी कर लिया, बलि महाराज ने ले लिया, फिर भी बलि महाराज is worried actually. So the yajna, he stole the horses. Ashwamedha Yajna means he stole. Then Sagar find out where the horse is. They went to digging idhar udhar kar. Like deep, because these people are digging and trying to find out. After finally they found the horse. And they said, huh? Horse is here. Suppose you lose something, and you find that what you have lost, then what you do immediately suspect somebody who is close. You know? Suppose Gadi. Then you search and find that it only was just stolen, no? Yes. So now Kapila Muni was doing tapasya. This park is a horse in a heavenly planet. He park. Somebody steals, you take it to your, give it to another person's place. Better don't try to become an Indra. Position of ruling the Indra kingdom, I don't want it. People are very interested to just go to Indra Loka. Indra is a different thing. Indra is the king of heaven. Indra Lok जाने के लिए बहुत क्यों है? तो Indra पाने के लिए तो क्या होगा? Ramanuja says, even if you give me Indra Loka, the ruling I can get the opportunity, and that is good for me. So we all so these sons, they thought this Kapila Muni must have stolen, because how it is near your place? हमारा हार्स इधर है. अच्छा मैं bandwidth कहीं. Okay, that can be done. I switched off. Anyway, अभी डिस्टर्ब करेगा तो अभी तो टाइम हो गया, ठीक है. All right. Okay, let us see now. So the Sagar's son, then they wanted to attack Kapila Muni. Brahmana, powerful sage actually, what he can do. Then he burnt all of them to ashes. No time, right? You come and say, I am a thief, I am doing tapasya, I am meditating, you come and call me thief, kaisa ho sakta hai? Burnt ashes. Then Sagar had actually 2 wives. The first wife's sons are all died. The second one's the grandson actually, Amsuman. So he went around and then he also came, but he didn't suspect Kapil Muni, but he prayed to him and offered prayers, and then Kapil Muni was pleased. He said, you can take your horse. And then you also joined Zoom?
No, yes, I was sitting. Sorry for that.
You are sitting here, why Zoom?
No, I just living out. Sorry for that.
Oh, you leave first.
Yeah.
You leave the meeting in the Zoom. You are testing out or what? Whether it is working. Okay, so he got the horse. So then he was looking at the heap of ashes. Bagal mein ashes hai. Then Kapila Muni could understand. He said that your forefathers, if at all you want them to be relieved from the sin committed, then Mother Ganga can only do that. She is only capable of removing all the sins committed. If she comes, they will get purified. So Amshuman went and he gave the horse to his grandfather, and the horse sacrifice was done. And this Amshuman's son wanted to bring Ganga. Not easy, only heavenly planet. If you have to take bath in those days in Ganga, you'll have to go to heavenly planet. And after going to heavenly planet, you'll forget about why you came there, and then problem. So Amsuman's grandson, Bahirath. So Bahirath was very determined. He said, nahi, kaisa bhi leke aane ka hai. So he did great tapasya to Mother Ganga. Please, we want you to come so that you can liberate our forefathers. So generally, when somebody does tapasya to a deity and the deity is pleased, then deity says, okay, what do you want? वो बोलने के बाद जो मांगता है देना पड़ता है. As long as it is within your limits. Limit का बाहर जाएगा तो what you possess, you should be able to give. If you don't possess the capability, you not giving is not a problem. You go to Brahma and say that I don't want to die, then he say that अरे क्या कर रहे हैं, हम तो मरने वाले, तुम क्या जो हमारे पास नहीं है वो नहीं देगा तो चलेगा, but हाई तो देना पड़ेगा. Once you agree that, oh, I am very pleased, what do you want? Then you say that no, you give something, then you say नहीं मैं ये मेरे को चाहिए actually, नहीं दे सकते. फिर क्यों पूछा मेरे को? You are able to give, you have to give. That is the norm. And she said, ठीक है भाई क्या चाहिए? No, I want you to come to earth. He said, नहीं, I am in ecstasy, no. Who will take my load if I descend? No. उधर से इधर गिरेगा तो पूरा I will not be stopped, then I will go down to the lower planets actually. Because this Bhuloka is like a disc, pierce, may go down, who is strong enough? I want to know. Somebody strong enough has to stop, and all the earthly things are, हमारा सामने कुछ नहीं होगा. And two conditions actually. One is somebody has to strong, hold me. And another thing is that I can actually take all the sins. But when I descend, these all Kaliyuga fellows are going to come. वो सब sin को जाके मेरा पास डाल देगा. I don't want to bear all this nonsense. So you have to do something about that. I am not interested keeping all the sins. But my nature is to purify the sin. But why I should bear all the sins? कुछ भी करके आ जाएगा ना कि चला जाएगा हो गया मेरा काम है. So Bhagirath said, no problem. If you think that very strong person is required, is it okay? I can request Lord Shiva to hold you. She said, Shiva is okay. Shiva can do that. If Shiva is ready to do that, then okay, I can descend. When Shiva head, on Shiva's head, I can descend. No problem. What about second? He said, no problem. When you descend, your sins will be deposited by them. But when pure devotees of the Lord, when they come and take in your water, the bath, because their heart is pure and they have already taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Sab lotus feet ka saath hi sambandhit hai. Because of that power, they will purify all the sins. They will be burnt to ashes. By the power of the lotus feet of Krishna, whom they have already taken shelter. So when they come and take bath, they will purify it. When pure devotees go to take bath, they are not going to get rid of the sin. Sin to hai nahi. Krishna says that sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva papata gaya already burned. Then where's the question of a pure devotee taken shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna to have sin? They also go to take bath, They will burn all these things. You keep all the reservoir, they will come and burn it. He said, ये भी अच्छा idea. I will also get opportunity for associating with the pure devotees. So ये अच्छा idea. ठीक है भाई. अभी जाके arrangement करो. शिवा को तो बोल दिया. उनको जाके पूछो पहला. So then he has to do another tapasya. पहला तो तपस्या किया गंगा के लिए. Again now Shiva. Shiva is much easier because he is Asutosh. You can easily please Shiva. And Shiva asked, क्या भाई? Said Ganga. And Shiva became very happy. Why? Because a devotee is always happy to come in touch with something which has come in touch with Krishna. Vaishnavanam yata sambhu. So when he heard that, oh, Ganga, she has already touched the lotus feet of Vishnu. Very happy to have that dust from the lotus feet of Vishnu. Chalo, no problem. No problem. So Ganga descends on Lord Shiva is powerful. Otherwise, even the stone also she can pierce actually. So she descends on the head of Lord Shiva, and then from there she starts manifesting from Gomukh, Gangotri, Gomukh, from that area. Then she starts flowing. So earthly planet aa gaya. Bhagirath was very happy. So then she said, where should go direct? I will drive the chariot. I am the pilot. मैं किधर भी जाएगा तो पीछे ठीक है जाओ. My connection is unstable. How is that? Oh, I hope it is properly working. So my far away. I thought this will be more. Yeah? Oh, ठीक है what is this? HPM? Oh, achha. Hare Krishna. Able to hear me?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. Now we can hear you.
Okay.
Maybe reconnected, so you got mute automatically.
Okay. Okay. So now my audio is okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Audio is okay now.
All right. All right. So when she was, so they were coming. So they were passing through Navadip also. Navadip Ganga is there, right? So in Navadip, much before Gauranga Mahaprabhu descended, right? So there is a Muni called Jhanu. Jhanu was actually doing tapasya. So when Ganga was flowing, she was very ecstatic because it's Navadip, you know. So she was ecstatic. Krishna is going to come. But then actually she was flowing, you know, very. Jhanu Rishi said, "Kya hai what is this, Ganga? Why are you disturbed?" Bhagirath was going, पीछे देखा कोई है नहीं, अरे यू टर्न लेकर के आया. Yes. Did you see Ganga? इतना मुश्किल से आया. Pray to Jhanu. Big story began. I am taking her to Ganga Sagar. It is south of, meets the Bay of Bengal. So I बहुत तपस्या किया उनको इधर लाने के लिए. शिवा से grant her to. Then thing. So he opened his thigh. From the thigh she came out. So from Jhanu she came out. That's why she is also known as Jhanavi. Ganga's got several names. One name is Jhanavi. And there is a deep called Jhanudip. Among Navadip, there's a Jhanudip. That's a place where Jhanu was doing his tapasya. So in this way, Bhagirath finally brought Mother Ganga to the place known as Ganga Sagar, where Ganga meets the Sagar, that is ocean. So where all this, the heap of the ashes of his forefathers. So when the water of Ganga came and touched So in this the sins of Muni, and that is why somebody is cremated, even far away, they take the ashes and immerse it in Ganga in place like Haridwar, Prayagraj. In fact, dies also, they bring the dead body in the Ganga. Like that in bring it there. Even the person may not have died away and cremated there on the banks of Ganga. So in that way, either Mother Ganga purifies the sins of the person being recollected by Sukadeva Goswami, how Mother Ganga is purifying the three worlds, Bhu, Bhuva, Swa, heavenly planet, Bhuva Loka, and then Bhuloka also. So that and Sukadeva Goswami that to the questions about Vasudeva Kata. Sukadeva Goswami is comparing the purifying effect of two things. One is about Mother Ganga able to purify the three worlds. And then Sukadeva Goswami said, like that, something which is, examples are always given, unknown is explained with the assistance, something which is sweet from Africa. How does it taste? Something like, rasgulla. Then you can relate. Rasgulla malum. Oh, acha, it's like is used to. Nobody may not know what the katha ruchi kya hai. Getting rid of the sins. Ganga is purifying the sins. Vasudeva Katha is also purifying. Much more, but in Vasudeva Katha, somebody is asking questions, inquirer. Kya hai? Pucha hai. Suppose in a big group, one person may be asking, the answer is for him, but others who are listening also will get benefit. Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to actually Parikshit Maharaj. The class is for Parikshit Maharaj. But all the sages are assembled there, finding out Vasudeva, because they got Vasudeva Katha Ruchi actually. Hare Vasudeva Katha. So let us hear. So, the superior quality of Vasudeva Katha is that this is also considered like Amrutam, nectar, Kathamrutam. There is a Devamrit. Devatas, they wanted to become immortal because they lost their job. How many times they lost? A lot of times. All the demigods lost their job and then they wanted Amrit to regain the job. And Krishna is very merciful. And he is always helping them to get the job. First of all, giving them advice, go and churn the milk ocean. Then milk ocean was not getting churned. He came as a tortoise holding the mountain. And he sat on top of it also so that it doesn't tilt. Then so many things. And then he came as a Dhanvantari and brought the Amrita. And the demons, they snatched it actually. Then he said, take it, take it. He came as Mohini also. And then he said, I will distribute. They said, very nice. You take it. Then he did not distribute to demons. He gave it to the demigods only. So, after getting the Amrita, the demigods drank and they became so-called immortal. It's not really immortal in the truest sense. Sometimes long duration you are getting some benefit, looks like perpetual. It's not perpetual. The income tax department says that your ATG certificate is perpetually valid, as if who is going to, how long we don't know. Then they will bring a law and say that it is not valid also. But the statement is that henceforth it is perpetually valid. That is also considered perpetual. Like that is perpetuality. But Krishna Katamritam, that is a real perpetuality actually, because this Amrita is drank through the ears. Katha goes, the speaker is speaking, the sound vibration goes the ears, and it actually purifies the heart. If the heart is purified, then a person actually gets qualified to enter into the transcendental domain, which is actually perpetual. Yad gatvana nivattante taddhamam paramam. A person can go back home, back to Godhead. That is possible actually. Devamrit. By Kathamrit actually. Devamrit can make you you forget about everything. But this Kathamritam is such that even if you start with the desire, it ends up with no desire. Start with less desire, ends up with more desire. With which is not possible. Dictionary of the fool is not now. Why not? Why it is my internet connection is are able to hear now?
Prabhuji, it is intermittently low and high voice.
Here also. Other my internet connection. You have no other option. Guru Maharaj started something, and after the Supreme And he said, yes. Generally, a person prays to a prayers. How can I serve you? Hiranyakashipu said, very nice. Ye chahiye, wo chahiye. By doing tapasya, they remember once the personality comes, they ask. Raj ko Krishna came. I was glass pieces, but now I. क्या यार? Why you pray? So, but for achieving that kind of possess, it was there, and that passion became completely purified. There, from passion, he came to the pure goodness. One step after goodness. It's not just goodness actually. Visuddha sattva. Sattva is goodness. Pure goodness is Visuddha sattva. That is transcendent. He said, my dear Lord, I am having the jewel in front of me. I don't want broken glass pieces. So, that is the power of Krishna consciousness, which is superior to even ordinary Amrita, so-called Amrita, Deva Amrita. This is Katha Amrita. So, this Krishna Katha is considered to be nectar. So much so that the gopis, when they were in separation from Krishna, and they were thinking about Krishna Kathamritam, Tava Kathamritam, Tapta Jivanam, Kavibirivitam, Kalmasapakam, Shravana Mangalam, Srimadatam, Bhuvigranantiye, Bhuridajana. One who is giving the nectar of the Katha, Krishna Katha, Kathamritam, it is stated that very munificent. So this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is a sannyasi. He would not meet materialistic people, especially administrative class, Kshatriyas. And Pratapa Rudra wanted to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, no audience, no appointment. Appointment nahi hai, full hai pura. Mera appointment sab devotee log ka saath hai. Materialistic people are the appointment hi nahi milte. So he was a devotee actually. You can see that, the descendant of Pratap Rudra are devotees of Jagannath. So much so that the Lord Jagannath first accept the service of the king. अभी भी जगन्नाथ रथ यात्रा होता है, ऑनलाइन में होता है, दूरदर्शन, actually not online, it's a broadcast, TV, online, this is Doordarshan broadcast. And the king has to come and he has to offer his service, he has to sweep the floor, and then first service Jagannath takes from the king. Devotee, a devotee nahi hota to kaisa pehla service lega? Everybody was suggesting. And Chaitanya said, no, king se kya. Then on Rath Yatra day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing and he was taking rest. And Pratap Rudra comes and he sings this. Tava Katha Amritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibiriditam Kalmasapakam Shravana Mangalam Srima Bhuvigranantiye Bhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, oh, Bhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not he was in ecstasy. Whoever it is, you Krishna Katha like that. Or Vasudeva Katha. thing which to make progress in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada writes in the purport that the Krishna Katha comes from the purified devotees. Makes the point. Tasmad Gurun Prapadyeta Jignasu Shreya Uttamam. A bona fide spiritual master who receives this transcendental knowledge of Krishna Katha in the disciplic succession, they can actually offer. Here we see that Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken by Sukadeva Goswami. It is Krishna Katha, Hari Katha, Vasudeva Katha. And Bhagavad Gita spoken by the Supreme Lord himself, that is also Krishna Katha. And Srila Prabhupada says, anyway, in the Krishna consciousness movement, it is all Satsanga, Krishna Katha. Discussion about, we are not discussing about anything material. We are discussing about the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which actually, if it can inspire a little bit within our heart to do little bit for Krishna, that is a success actually. That is a success. And gets this taste for Krishna Katha Ruchi. It is stated that Vasudeva Katha Ruchi, there should be some taste, to hear. If you don't like how you hear, something is boring, boring, hum kya karenge. It's supposed to create some inspiration. See, when something will be boring, the subject matter is not at all. If all the sages started with water and going to the hermitage and Brahmana Bhai never drank water. Expecting some aspect. After being cursed, it's not that he was having feast and not taking, not drinking water also. Not only that, all the sages are sitting, they are also not given any break. There was no lunch break, there was no dinner break, there is no break at all. Huh? Sit, find your seat. Hare Krishna. So, the whole thing started with a person being thirsty and ended up with everybody being not even drinking water. Whoever came, these all sages, Narada Muni, Vyasadev, all the rishis, Muni, they all came and volunteered to become fasting actually. Nobody, 7 full days and night continuously Katha, Krishna Katha Ruchi. Because it was so nectarian, they didn't want to even take a break. They want to take break. And here, Sutta Goswami in the beginning says that one gets the Vasudeva Katha Ruchi, one gets the attraction for the Vasudeva Katha Ruchi by actually serving the pure devotees of the Lord. Vaishnava Seva. Vaishnava Seva. So, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that the eagerness to hear about Krishna The eagerness to hear about Krishna Katha is the first qualification of a devotee wanting to go back home, back to God. Shravanam. Shravanam. Prabhupada, right? Today is a bad day, unstable connection. The eagerness to hear about Krishna is the first qualification for a person wanting to go back home, back to God. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. So in this way, Vasudeva Katha is something which the devotees actually look forward, because we have several places. Vasudeva is not just the very Bhagavatam starts with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It goes on to say how Vasudeva is Para Veda, Vasudeva Para Makaha, Vasudeva Para Yoga, Vasudeva Para Kriya, Vasudeva Param Jnanam, Vasudeva Param Tapa, Vasudeva Para Dharmo. Dharma is there, Para Dharma is Vasudeva Dharma, and Vasudeva Param Gati. Ultimate destination is Vasudeva. Bahunam So, after many lifetimes of performing devotional service, when it comes to the understanding of fully surrendering to Krishna, kabhi thoda surrender hai, baat nahi hota. Vasudeva sarvam iti, complete surrender unto Supreme Lord, that is a Mahatma. That is what is Mahatma. And that can happen when one actually renders service to the devotees by taking the mercy of the devotees, and that actually gives him the attraction for hearing about Krishna. Why all the sages came to hear Bhagavatam? Because they were already having the Katha Ruchi, Vasudeva Katha Ruchi. Otherwise, why they will come? Why they will come? They know that 7 days, and they also knew that it is non-stop actually. They didn't expect that, there will be a party, kitchen is set up, and they are cooking and, calling, ding, 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 bell. Malum tha, hone wala nahi hai. They all knew that. They voluntarily came to fast and hear anything. So, there are so many places this is described. Mukunda Mala Stotra also, Kulashekara Alva says that different senses of us, what is the use of it if it is not engaging service of Krishna? So he says ears are supposed to be hearing about Krishna Katha. If he's hearing something else, what is the use of it? Is specifically one can perform Krishna consciousness. Designed. So in this design, every organ has some progress in Krishna consciousness. So asking if the ears are not used for hearing about Krishna, what is the difference between these ears and the holes of snake holes? Snake also has got ears, holes, not really. And hopefully snake charmers are playing something and they are dancing or whatever it is. But then at the end of the day, the ears of the snakes have what is the great use? If the tongue, if it is not used for chanting the names of Krishna. What's the difference between that tongue and tongue of a frog? Frog also has got a tongue, and frog also has very, enthusiastically making noise, especially when rain clouds come. And finally the snake comes and there is an invitation for death actually. A frog croaking is inviting death. Say, Jaldi aao yaar, idhar hai. I am here and making announcement. Then snake comes and takes Kala Sarpa. Like that, Kala Sarpa is swallowing everybody, making so many noise. So many people are making so many kinds of noise, Anything you open, go to some TV, internet, idhar udhar, सब लोग बोलते YouTube, so many people are making their video making noise. What is the difference between that noise and croaking of a frog actually? Bhagavatam says, no difference. Whether we make a difference or not. Very seriously asking a question. What's the difference? What is the use of the ears are given so that you can hear about Krishna and which can help you to purify consciousness so that you can go back to God. And you are not using for that. What is the use of the ear you got? What is the use of that? So, in this way, the importance of Krishna Katha, Vasudeva Katha is emphasized because Sukadeva, this is the first chapter of 10th canto. Now, Sukadeva Goswami is going to describe about Krishna, which is Samam Bonam. For this only, he has built up the entire 9 cantos to reach. He is reaching the face of the Supreme Lord and coming from the lotus feet. So, he has built up the subject matter from the canto 1, 2, 3. Now, Sukadeva Goswami is asked by Parikshit Maharaj, please explain about Krishna. He said, uske liye to baitha hu. For this only I am waiting for it. So here, he was so ecstatic that Sukadeva Goswami is telling, exactly like Ganga has the capacity to purify the 3 worlds, the Vasudeva Katha. You are asked about Vasudeva Katha, and this Katha is capable of purifying, the every sin that anybody must have connected with, whether one is hearing about Krishna, one is speaking about Krishna, or one is actively inquiring. Here, Parikshit Maharaj, who is asking questions, he will be benefited. Sukadeva Goswami himself, he will be benefited. A devotee who speaks about Krishna, he knows about Krishna, still he speaks to relish it again. More relish, more realization comes. Not that once he has spoken, I am done with it actually. Nothing more. Again, speaking only gives more, the inspiration for him to speak more. He is very enthusiastic here. And all the sages who are assembled there, they are also actually benefited. So in this way, the topics about Krishna Katha is beneficial for everyone, including general public, who may otherwise be not interested some or other by some means or other. If they get a chance, they also get purified. So that is being discussed in this verse. So we'll stop here. Any questions on the discussion today?
Surrender doesn't mean inaction, right?
Huh?
Surrender doesn't mean inaction. 18.66 surrender. The Lord is saying surrender. That doesn't mean inaction, right?
What did Arjuna do? Did he surrender or not? What did he do after that? He was inactive. What did he do? Bus, answer over. Okay? Follow the footsteps of great personality.
Krishna Katha is people who are ignorant. It benefits those kind of people.
Yes, medicine will give the effect.
Harina, even if no one subconsciously says it, then also it is people are benefiting. Same thing was with Krishna.
Yes, of course. When Prabhupada was speaking in the very beginning, prospective devotees who came to him, and actually, number one, Prabhupada's English, Indian English, Westerners, they have little difficult time actually. So, and Sanskrit words and all, they never heard those things. So they were sitting. The effect would be there. Obviously, prasadam effect and kirtan effect, many effects would be there. This effect also will be there. So even if somebody, doesn't, because our senses are tuned to certain way of getting the data, but then the subtle Krishna Katha works at the spiritual level also. So in the subtle level, that effect will be there. It's not necessarily to be physical. Sometimes we may not even know the language, but still it will have an effect. In Sanskrit, many people may not know. If suppose somebody recites the verse, Sanskrit will be aayega, na? So that effect will be there. So the Krishna Katha directly, even though it goes through the ears, it directly actually works on the consciousness. So that's why it says that when by seeing the pure devotee also one can get purified. So that those things acts at the consciousness level. Not everything has to be at the physical level. Spiritual things are at the subtle and consciousness level also. So in that level, yes, it will have purifying effect. Especially depends upon the speaker. If the speaker is on the very advanced stage, high level, it will have different effect. It's not about the volume of the speech. It's about it's a quality that matters. Yes, it will have effect. As long as the person has faith, more faith, then it will have more effect. It all depends upon so many factors. Our online participants have. Huh?
He's asking if it's okay now with the connection.
Connection. Okay, Sanjay ji, anything, any question you have?
No, Prabhuji.
No questions, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
How much percentage you are able to hear?
80%, Prabhuji. 85%.
No, Prabhuji, 65%.
20%
You are not so generous.
I've been more honest, Prabhuji.
Self-certification. Okay, good. So the recording will be there, so you can make it up with him.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right. Okay. You have a question? We'll.
This is in 3:29:20.
Yes.
It is about the super soul being present everywhere. But there is one line: since the individual soul is present only in a particular body, he is altered when another individual soul does not cooperate with him. I didn't get that. He is altered when another individual soul does not cooperate.
See, in this verse, what is explained is the example is given again. The aroma is carried from the air, as soon as you come in touch, your senses come in touch, immediately you get the smell. Meaning your sense should be capable of catching that. Suppose aroma may be there. If you have a severe cold, super corona cold, and you have lost the sensation, aroma is not able to catch. To smell it. In the pure, you can feel. Writing that body, my body, everybody's body is there, but still I'm not able to connect to it because my senses are not capable. If I can make my senses capable, then immediately I can know. So a purified devotee, when he does certain activity, he can immediately get the experience of the Supreme Lord in the form of Paramatma, and he can get reciprocation also. That is possible. But then the individual soul is not purified. And when he is dealing with another soul who is also not purified, then what? He will be disturbed, altered. His consciousness will be disturbed. In this case, your consciousness can very close to Krishna consciousness, then you can connect and you can experience. The Lord is sitting within the heart. Anytime we can experience. But the point is we have to qualify ourselves to be able to experience. When I am not, and especially another fellow is also not, then what happened? You age of Kali. So each one altering another person's consciousness, that's all. Disturbance, is meaning disturbance. Yes, effect of subtle, entities. Mind get disturbed, fighting. Kali Yuga means typically that is what.
Every plant and every plant is also having consciousness, a level of consciousness. Now when take a cutting and then put it. So enters into the
10 years back we discussed it. Forgotten. So different species of life have different way of reproduction. Different way of reproduction. So the reproduction in some of the plants is that you take a branch and then you properly process it and then you plant it. So when it is part of the tree, it is part of the plant, there is one soul there, right? Right? When a soul enters to create a new body, in different species of life, it happens in different way. So in the case of mammals, so when conception happens, you are creating a body, then the soul enters. You are creating a body. When the body is created, soul enters. Yeah, a body for sustaining life. You are creating, capable of living. You are creating a situation where you create a body which is capable of. Then when you see that this body is capable of living, it's exactly like apartments are made, people capable of living, then seeing the quality of the body, a soul is sent. So in the case of a plant, the plant is living, there is a soul there, then you are cutting a branch and you are planting it in the earth, and by planting it, what you are doing is, you are creating a body which is capable of living. In that species, that is the body. Because it is capable of living, what is capable of living means proper soil is there, this the branch that you are putting, is ready to absorb the water, and water is there also. If you take the same branch and put it in a dry soil, why it will grow? You are creating the conditions for life. Water is there, sunlight is there, and proper no fertile soil. You can't put it in the Thar desert and say that why it is not coming. So because you have created all the conditions ready to live, because that ready to live means your body is created for livelihood, soul is sent there. So another soul comes. And then this grows as another tree. And then you cut that and put, you are again creating. The whole idea is your soul is always sent when your body is created, and the body is created in the mammals by means of conception. And different species it is by different ways. Sometimes earthworm you cut into two, both will survive. You know that in that species. Oh, this one, and both are able to live, so another soul enters. Soul is sent whenever a body for life is created. Body capable of living. If the body is not capable of living, the soul cannot come. It will get dead, born dead. You cut that same branch and just to put it in the sun and it dries, then no soul will come. If you create the situation, circumstances for the life, for that particular species, then the soul will be sent. All right, we will stop today's session by Bhagavad Gita marathon is starting. Oh, last year also we did actually. Oh, previous year also we did. Previous to that also we did. No, we will do next year also. It is every year engagement for us. So sometimes we wonder. Last year I exhausted all my contacts actually. I don't have any contacts now. No, they are there. You don't know actually. Also, it's not because 2 lakhs. Scarcity of determination to distribute, trying to find out the ways and means, straining the without even convincing them. This actually I will again repeat it. Kumari, Vivekananda Rock. I visited that place when I was a final year. Same rock memory. That Canberra, they have bookstall also. Nobody, they don't preach. I on my own purchased the Gita in Tamil, which I never read. Because the very sloka is written in Tamil and translation is in Tamil, which is very difficult to understand actually. Oh, kya bol raha hai, kya nahi bol raha, kuch malum nahi pada. Still, why I purchased, I thought Bhagavad Gita I should have, Bhagavad Gita, is a very important book. I heard about Bhagavad Gita so many things. So Bhagavad Gita, chalo bhai. At least nobody preached. On my own only I got. And this is 1986. I purchased it. Still I have it in Tamil. And the translation is not in prose, it is in poetry. Poetry, I can't translate. I tried to read actually, but nothing is. That we finished kiya, MTech finished kiya, then I came to Bombay and I was in IIT Bombay. IIT library, I saw Bhagavatam. Whole set of Bhagavatam. Whole set of Chaitanya Charitamrita. फिर क्या किसका भागवतम? हमारा सेट है, बाहर का तो एक बुक में हो जाता है भागवतम. Our set only, Chaitanya Charitamrita full, Bhagavatam full. All these books are in IIT library. Still, it should be there. By the way, I was interested. What is this? Then I took from my library card. I told this also. First, I read Science of all the books are there. Nectar of Devotion, Science of Self-Realization, छोटा मोटा book सब था. तो 2-3 book पढ़ लिया. Then I wanted Bhagavad Gita. Then I not there. I was searching. Where is Bhagavad Gita? Because in that book it is talking about Bhagavad Gita. मैंने Bhagavad Gita किधर? The list of books, Bhagavad Gita is also there. List में भी है. Because all are Bhaktivinoda book test, Bhagavad Gita. In library, there is no Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam is there, Chaitanya. Whether they put it and somebody stole it. So I was always waiting when will was a program, ISKCON program in the IIT campus. One devotee was standing there. He gave me, please read this book. Which book? Science of Self-Realization. I said, I read this book. He said, read this book? IIT student. He read this book. He was wondering, who is this person? Where did he read? He didn't know that the book is in the library. Library में है, library में है. Then I asked him, I want Bhagavad Gita. Can you imagine? He didn't have Bhagavad Gita also. He didn't expect to sell a Bhagavad Gita in IIT. He was selling small books. He said, where is Bhagavad Gita? You want Bhagavad Gita? Yes, I want Bhagavad Gita. Then he said, I will bring and give it to you. Where he will bring it from? No, I go to the temple every week. Then I will bring and give. So he used to come every week to the temple. Then he is also a student, IIT student. So he brought to my hostel room and said, take this Bhagavad Gita. Ye to Bhagavatam maang ke le raha hai. So then I started reading and then we started coming. Every week we used to come and stay and things. Rest is history. So now